like never before. Search around, sky or ground, you never know what's in store. Explore, explore, explore. Explore, explore, explore.
Hi guys, it's me again, Xsploor. Today we're going to talk about safety. There are so many things in the world that can potentially harm you. It's good to know the rules of safety and how to keep yourself safe from harm. For example, today I'm out by the ocean. And over here you can see the ocean, the waves coming in. It's a beautiful sight. I love hanging out by the ocean. I love coming here and watching the water. But you notice how I'm sitting up on a rock and I'm sitting on the edge where I'm not too close to the water? I'm keeping myself safe. Because the water, even though it looks beautiful, it looks very tempting to want to go walk into it and kind of splash your feet around and get wet. It can be very dangerous. If you go too far, you might slip and fall. The waves are very powerful. They could knock you out and pull you out to sea, and you can quickly drown. Don't want that to happen. So if ever you go to the ocean, make sure that you always have your mom or dad with you to keep an eye on you. And don't walk in the water unless there's somebody with you, a grown-up to hold your hand, and make sure there's someone there. Always have a buddy to go in the water with. Okay? Now, there are many other things to be safe about as well that can harm you. So today we'll go over some of those things. Now let's go try some other places, and I'll show you some other things to stay safe about. All right, so now I'm actually looking around to see if we can find some interesting things. We're at the beach, so I might as well look around and have fun, right? So I'm looking around, what can I see? I see some really cool little shells over here. The beach is great for finding shells. Sometimes if you're lucky, you might find other cool stuff too. Let's see, I see lots of water. What's this over here? Now this is not a shell. You know what that is? It's called a box cutter. That's a razor blade, very, very sharp. Now, is a razor blade something we should be playing with? I don't think so. Because razor blades, like knives and scissors, have these sharp blades that can hurt you. Watch what happens. See, a razor blade cuts right through things. See it cutting in the sand? Now, the sand is very soft, but it can also cut through your skin. It can cut through your clothes. It can cut through a lot of things. And if it cuts you, what's going to happen next? You're going to start bleeding. It's not going to feel good. And it can be very dangerous. And if you put it close to your face, you could poke your eye out. You can cut your face. All kinds of bad things can happen. So that's not recommended. So in the future, let's try to avoid things like this that have blades. So I'm going to leave this right here. And actually, you know what? I think I might put this somewhere where someone else will not find it. Because out here on the beach, first of all, it's garbage on the beach. Because you don't want to have litter on the beach. But secondly, somebody else might find it. So it's not good to leave things behind that other people might find that can hurt them. So if you have something like this that's dangerous, put it someplace where you won't get hurt and nobody else will get hurt. I'm going to put this someplace like in the garbage. I'll put it away right now. So guys, I'm back. I safely put away that razor blade that we saw earlier, and now I've still got my magnifying glass. I'm still looking around, but you know what I forgot to do? I forgot that a magnifying glass can be used to burn things with. It's kind of cool. That's one of the things I didn't think about. So let's try to burn this wood, see if it'll work. Here we go. We're gonna get just the right angle. You see the smoke coming out? That's fire right there starting. Now it's kind of fun to watch, but it's something you don't want to do by yourself though, because it can be very, very dangerous. Flames and fire in general is a very dangerous thing. This can cause a fire. Matches can cause a fire. Lots of things can cause a fire. So you want to watch out for flames because they can burn you. In fact, one time when I was a kid, I accidentally was playing with matches and I shouldn't have been doing that, and I set my shirt on fire. Do you know that? The flames got up to my chin. I was so scared. It's very scary. Luckily, someone was there to quickly put those flames out, and I rolled around the ground. If you ever get on fire, you stop, drop, and you roll. Stop, dropping, and rolling puts flames out. It knocks off the oxygen. Flames feed on oxygen. If you ever get a fire, quickly somehow cover it up. If you cover it up, you'll put the flame right out. I don't want you to be in that situation. So you see matches on the ground or lighters and someone says, let's play with those things, say, no, no, no. I'm not going to do that. It's too dangerous. And same thing with this. A magnifying glass is great for looking at, but if you're going to try to burn things like I just did, make sure there's a grown-up around to keep an eye on you, because if you do, notice too, I'm on a rock. A rock has nothing around it that can burn. I can't burn this rock. I can try, but look it, a rock won't burn. The wood burns. So if you're going to try to do that with an adult, even with an adult, make sure you're someplace where there are no other burning things around. Like if you're in an open space with grass, if you put a match by grass, not only will you put yourself at risk, you can set the whole thing on fire The whole place, you can start burning houses, homes, an entire town could set on fire. Have you seen the news sometimes where you've seen these big giant multi-thousand acre wildfires? They get caused by a single spark or a single flame. And then thousands of homes get burned, people get hurt, people lose their homes, they're out of place. So you don't want that to happen. So don't play with flames, don't play with fire. It's very dangerous, okay? So let's find something else we can do to keep ourselves safe. Wow, look at that. That looks like seaweed. You ever had dry seaweed? I love dry seaweed. It's very tasty. It's a great treat. I bet you can have this stuff, seaweed, and be like fresh seaweed, but even better. Look at that, the seaweed leaf. But you know what? I just thought about something. I don't really know for sure it's seaweed. It kind of looks like seaweed, but it might not be. And even if it is seaweed, it might be a kind that, not the kind they sell in stores, because there are different varieties of seaweed. It might be a poisonous kind. But even if it's not poisonous, maybe some animal came and took pee-pee on it. I don't know what's going on, but it could be dirty water, it could be poisoned water. You know, it's probably not a good idea to put things in your mouth if you don't know exactly what they are. There are a lot of plants in the world that look like have berries and things. They say, oh, they're very tasty, I'm gonna eat them, but they're actually not edible. So we probably shouldn't be eating things that we don't know if they're good or not. So if you find mushrooms, you find berries, you find nuts, you find things that you don't really know for sure if they're the right things to be eating, you probably shouldn't even try them. It can be very dangerous, you know that? And if you eat the wrong thing and go in your body, it can get you very, very sick. It can cause you to throw up. It can make you have diarrhea, which is not good. Make your tummy not feel good. It can make you a lot sicker than that, possibly. Some things can kill you. So I don't recommend putting things inside your mouth and swallowing them. So I think I'm just gonna leave the seaweed here. And that's a good safety thing. Sometimes it's better to just look at things and see how pretty they are, but not really eat them. So that's a good safety thing. But you know what though? Seaweed is very tasty, so if you see some in the store, feel free to buy it. It tastes great. So now we're gonna do some rock climbing. Rock climbing is a really fun thing to do. You know when you rock climb, you get to explore. And my name is Xsploor, so you know I love to explore. So let's walk around and check things out. Rock climbing is a great way to get exercise and find out all about your surroundings, find new things and explore around. But you know, when you rock climb, look at how carefully I put my hands down and I put my foot down. I don't let go, because when you're rock climbing, it's very dangerous. You can lose your footing and you can slip down the rocks and go, whoa, and that would not be good. So always be very careful when you're rock climbing. Make sure you have sure footing. Keep what's called a 3-point stance. Always have all your hands and feet there at the same time whenever you can, so you get, that way you're safe. And now that I know that I'm up, I can pull myself up and I can look around. I can see what a gorgeous sight is all around here. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful up here. It really is. I can see all these rocks. I can see all the ocean, all the water. And take a look behind me over here. You can see the ocean. You can see the Golden Gate Bridge here in San Francisco. It's beautiful back here. It's wonderful. So now, you know what? I want to get even higher so I can see a better view of that Golden Gate Bridge. So I'm going to climb this big giant rock right here. Oh, you know what though? This is actually a very hard rock to climb. It's very slippery, very kind of smoothish, and there's a good chance if I climb up this rock I might fall down. And if I do, it's a pretty it's a pretty long fall down, and these are pretty jagged rocks, so I can get really hurt really badly. So I got to make sure that when I rock climb, that I climb safely. I climb rocks that I know I can get up that aren't too tall, aren't too big, aren't too potentially slippery. And when I do it, make sure I always have somebody around that can keep an eye on you, so that if you do fall or something happens, they can take you to some place to get medical attention quickly. Because if you're by yourself rock climbing, no one knows where you're at. You fall, you break your leg or break your foot, and you're stuck. Or worse, maybe you get knocked unconscious or something. No one knows where you're at, and you're going to sit there and you're going to be in big trouble. So always have a friend with you to watch you, so that and you can take turns climbing. That way, if one of you falls, you can help the other one. So rock climbing in pairs, and be very careful. Only climb is when you know it's safe, and make sure you kind of look around your surroundings, that there's nothing. Now this rock is dry, so that's good, it's not slippery, but never climb on wet rocks, because you'll fall right off on that. But other than that though, always keep your wits about you, and you have a lot of fun. The rock climbing is very fun. It's great to explore. I love exploring. I'm not saying don't do it, just be very careful and be very safe when you do it. Okay, let's find more things to do. Okay guys, now earlier we were kind of going around, I was showing you some things that were how to be safe in your general life, but there are some things that I just need to talk to you about how to be safe on. For example, when you go to school or you're hanging out someplace in the mall or just doing whatever you're doing someplace, and someone comes up to you and they say something mean to you or they bump into you or something, you might want to say, well, you know what, screw you, or bump back, or you might want to push back. But you know what though, that can be very dangerous. Sometimes you just gotta let it go. Because if you start a fight, because if you say something like that, you might start a fight. If you start a fight, you never know what might happen. Someone might hit you, maybe their friends might gang up on you, some person might pull a knife on you or some other kind of weapon, hit you with a baseball bat or something, you never know. So you really want to try to avoid fights, avoid situations. If you see people over here, two strangers arguing, don't try to walk up to them and try to stop it. If you think it's really dangerous, go find a policeman and have the policeman go and stop it. But you need to stay away from that. Stay away from situations that look very dangerous, because that puts yourself in danger, and that can be even worse than just say cutting yourself. These people might do really, really bad things you don't know about. So you want to keep yourself out of dangerous situations at school or any place else that you might find people. Just stay away from those things. If you see someone, kind of back away, keep your distance, and if you have to, you can go find someone else, like I said, a police officer or a teacher or your parents or someone else that can, if you need to, they can then have someone come and take care of some dangerous situation. But stay away from that. It's not worth it. Something else you need to be aware of is that the world generally it's a really cool place. There are so many things in the world that I love. I mean, it's a wonderful place, but not everyone in the world is a really nice person. There are some people, luckily, only a few, but there are some people who are not nice people, and they actually might want to do you harm. You don't want that to happen. So what's going to happen is they might come up to you and say, hi, you know, I'm so-and-so, you know, I think you're a cool person. They might want to offer you something, maybe a toy or something, but hey, you know what, I got a special secret to tell you, or I got something to give you if you come over here. They might invite you into their car or invite you to follow them. They might come up and tell you, hey, you know what, your mom or your dad just fell down and they got hurt, they're in the hospital. They told me to come and get you because it's very dangerous. You know what? Don't listen to those people. If something happens to your mom or dad in real life, a teacher or, like I said, a police officer or someone will come and they'll contact you. They'll never send a stranger to come get you. So if you don't know who this person is, don't go with them. If they come up to you and they offer you something, they say something nice to you, a lot of times strangers will come up to you and they'll say really, really nice things to you. And if they say that to you and they say, hey, you look really nice, and they move on, that's fine, they're just being friendly. If they come up to you and they say something nice to you, then they want you to kind of follow them or want to give you something, you know what? Just say no thank you, and quickly get away from that situation. If someone grabs you, if they grab you and try to pull you, yell, scream, say help, help, danger, strangers grab me, call for the police, yell out, yell fire, yell for anything. Just yell loud and don't be afraid to yell if someone grabs you, because then that person will run away and stay away from you. Don't be embarrassed, don't be afraid. Just scream and protect yourself and run. You can run, don't be embarrassed to run away right away if you have to. It's important to keep yourself safe. Don't worry about hurting anybody's feelings. If you hurt someone's feelings, if that's a completely innocent person, it's okay. They'll understand. If they're not a good person, then they'll run away too. So I say just be careful with what you're doing, and let's find some other things to do. Oh, hi. You caught me doing my favorite things, throwing rocks in the water. There's nothing cooler than that, you know? I just like to pick up big rocks and throw them, but whoa. You know what? I didn't realize that there are other people here. Sometimes, you know what? It's kind of cool to do fun stuff, but you got to think about other people, not just yourself. I didn't realize that there are other people here. If I throw a rock, I might hit somebody and hurt them. Yeah, you don't want to do that. So maybe what I can do is try to find a safe way to throw rocks in the water. So maybe I get a little closer and make sure that I just throw something not too far. Pick out a rock here and maybe make sure there's nobody around, and then I can just kind of toss it like that and make sure no one gets hurt. There you go. See, it's important when you do things to make sure there's no one around that can get hurt. Because again, you don't want to just worry about your own safety, you want to worry about the safety of those people around you as well. Your friends, your family, even total strangers. Because, you know what, if you're not careful, you might hurt them. They're trying to stay safe just like you're trying to stay safe. And you're worried about other people hurting you, but you know what, you might be the person that hurts them. You don't want that to happen. So always be aware of those around you. If you're riding your bike somewhere or riding a skateboard or a scooter, you know, don't go too fast that you can't stop in time. And always kind of look far ahead to make sure that there's no one there. If someone's there, hit the brakes or swerve, or make sure that you're always safe. If you're going so fast you can't stop in time, slow down. But just make sure that you don't want to hurt people around you. So if you're throwing rocks, you got a baseball bat, you're swinging, you're kicking a ball around, whatever you're doing, it's fun. I mean, they're all fun things to do, but just make sure that there are people around you. So double check around you first, make sure there's no one there to get hurt, and then have fun. Again, life is about having fun. You know, just be safe while you do it and make sure that you're safe with other people as well. Okay? So now I think that was a pretty good lesson, I think, of safety today. You learned about keeping yourself safe, keeping your friends safe, watching out for things that are dangerous, watching out for people that are dangerous. But you know what though? I think the main thing is that you're happy, that you're healthy, and that you have a good outlook on life, because that's the important thing. And if you're an explorer, you have all those things going on for you. Explorers are always safe, right? Great. So now, let's do the one thing that we always do. What's that? The Xsploor roar. Do you remember how to do that? You make the X on your chest for Xsploor, and you shout it out. Ready? Xsploor! Doesn't that feel good? That always feels good to me. Just let it out. Just a great roar. So great. So I'll see you guys next time. And remember, always look for me again. You remember my name? It's Xsploor. Xsploor. See you later.
Now once more with Explore, we've done learning galore. Explore, explore, explore.
Hey fellow explorers, I need subscribers to stay on the air. So please hit that subscribe button down below. Thank you. See you next time, fellow explorers. Take care.